I don't know how my neck went between her arm and her rib, in the rib cage. So she's trying to hold on to me for support, and then my head goes there. And Carissa don't push. So she's fighting the edge to put her. She held the bed. My neck was between her arm and the rib cage, and Carissa don't push. You want to give me?
Honestly, I didn't know that. I holding on to you that hard. Like
as soon as the pain subsided, nobody had like.
Hi everybody, what's up?
Miniano.
Welcome to our channel. My name is Carissa. This is my husband.
Pa, PCWDZ. You know how we do. Pa.
So, welcome to our channel. Today we're talking about my labor and birth story. And I'm going to share with you how everything went down. So let's just get into it. So I shared my pregnancy story on my blog, and I ended at my antenatal appointment. Okay, so I was 38 weeks and 6 days. That means the next day I was going to be 39 weeks. And so the doctor did like a routine checkup. The baby was fine, ultrasound, everything was fine. And then he performed a vaginal exam. And that was my very first vaginal exam. Okay, not my first, my second. Yeah, my second vaginal exam. And I was so afraid because my first one was very horrible. I went to see a gynecologist one time. And it was such a painful experience. So I was really afraid. But the doctor handled it very well. He put me at ease. He asked me to breathe in, breathe out, and then he finally did the check. And it actually wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. So when he checked, he found out that I was 1 centimeter dilated. If you are new to the world of pregnancy and you don't know what that means, so what happens is your cervix, which is like the opening between your uterus and then your vaginal canal, is closed naturally, but obviously it has to open up to let the baby come through. So it has to open up to 10 centimeters. They measure it using like their fingers or something.
So what happens if the doctor has short fingers?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's just it.
So they measure it with their finger. So So you have to get 10 centimeters before the baby can come down, before you start pushing. Otherwise, you may damage your cervix. And it can take anywhere between 5 hours, 1 hour, 5 hours, 24 hours, a whole week for your cervix to actually fully dilate. So I had no idea that labor had actually started. Yeah, so I was 1 centimeter dilated. As I said in my blog post, I'd already been having like contraction, like cramp-like symptoms the whole pregnancy. So I didn't know when it started. Yeah, all I knew is I was tired. I was so tired. By that time, I was like very anxious for the baby to come out. Yeah, so I was 1 centimeter dilated. And I didn't know he was going to do this. And he did it so fast. I didn't even have a chance to say yes or no or whatever. But he checked and he was like, okay, I 1 centimeter dilated. So whoop, I'm going to put in some medicine. And he had already put in the medicine. But I mean, I wasn't too mad at the doctor because first of all, I felt like he had handled the whole exam very well because I was feeling very nervous about it. And then I think the day before I had watched a video on induction and what it means, and I knew what he was doing was like the very, very first stage of induction. Our baby's up.
What did the baby? Let me get it.
So the person we're talking about decided that she needs to be in the
Karen, say hi. She started. Say hi to the camera.
Say hello.
Alright.
Anyway, so I knew what he was doing. So I wasn't too mad at him, but obviously it's something we can talk about. It's a conversation we can have in terms of like consent in the medical world. Like I felt like he should have informed me before doing anything. But anyway, so I think you had gone to work and I was in the hospital just waiting for you to come pick me up so we go home. And so around about 4 p.m. I started feeling some kind of contraction. I don't like I said, like I had like some pain for the whole duration of the pregnancy, so I wasn't really sure what it was. So but now I was feeling okay. So we went home, I watched the movie, we ate, like everything was okay. I was still feeling like the pain, like it will come and go.
And we're preparing for the night's game.
Hey.
Alright, so let me interrupt this video to say my most exciting pregnancy memory was when the doctor told me like the baby is almost coming, so we need more oxytocin. So that was my most exciting pregnancy memory. But that is, by the way, let's continue.
Okay, so yeah, and then I think around, was it 8? I think around 8, 9 p.m. I realized that no, this thing was like the contractions were coming frequently. They were closer together, and they were getting a little bit stronger. But I was still kind of monitoring it. I was using an app to time my contractions and everything. And then by 12 p.m. that's when I told my husband that we need to go to the hospital because they were coming 3 minutes apart. I was chatting with a doctor friend of mine, and she was like, yeah,
shout out to Liz. Yeah. Shout out to Lizzie. My Lizzie.
She thinks I need to go to the hospital because they were coming like 3 minutes apart, and they were quite intense. Like so, they had risen in intensity up to that point. So we had already packed everything, so we just grabbed a few things. We grabbed the camera, we grabbed our phones, and blah blah blah. And then we went to the hospital. So we got there. And so we left here around 11-ish, 11:30-ish, and we got there at 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got there at 12. Got there at 12, there's a doctor. Then she checked me, and I was just 2 centimeters dilated. And let me tell you, when she said I was 2 centimeters dilated, honestly, my spirit was broken. And like I didn't. That's when I realized that like we're really in it for the long haul, because I thought like the way they were coming, we were just 3 minutes apart, and I felt a little bit, I would say, cheated. Yeah, because everything I had read online, what I was really looking forward to was, he said, okay, you will have a contraction and then it will fade away. You have a little bit of a rest period before it starts up again. But my rest period, I didn't really have any significant rest period in between the contractions, and it was just coming like one after the other, and then gradually increasing in intensity. So I was like, if I'm 2 centimeters now, I knew it would take a while for us to get to 10 centimeters. So I was really heartbroken. I think when we finally got settled into the room, I think I told you that I don't think I can do this. Do you remember? Because I was like, if this is 2 centimeters, then how is it going to like?
Well, that took me by surprise, because let's talk about the course you took and
and that's why I felt a little bit cheated, because we had taken a course, like a pregnancy course, that like it was really helpful. I think at least it prepared me mentally for what was ahead. I knew how things are normally supposed to go and what like variations would be. So the course basically taught you about how the hormone oxytocin plays a very big part in labor and delivery. That's the hormone, that's your like happy hormone, and that's what the body releases to actually get labor started. So the best thing you can do for yourself is to try to calm down, try and relax, try and like get your body to feel some of those like happy feelings. As opposed to like freaking out and screaming and wasting your energy and all of that.
The body releases adrenaline.
Yeah, and then that actually hinders your progress in labor.
Because like the whole point of the God is an intelligent God, right? The whole point of the contractions is to help bring the baby out. You understand? So the whole purpose of it, like the muscles contracting and releasing.
And releasing to push the baby.
That's the whole point. Yeah. And so when you are agitated and when you are is agitated the right way?
Yeah,
when you are tensed.
When you are tensed.
What you are doing is you are fighting,
your body, what your body is trying to do.
So naturally the contractions will help. But it's easier said. You know how they say every boxer has a game plan until they enter the ring and the first punch lands on their face.
Oh yeah, like
Charlie.
I need to change the
Charlie, we are prepared now.
We had really prepared.
So like we're breathing
before we got to the hospital, we're doing like the breathing exercises. So you're supposed to do some breathing exercises to sort of calm
you down and just get into the flow and let your body naturally bring the baby out.
But I even before I got to the hospital, I realized that the breathing thing was not working out for me, because if I felt like I couldn't take in a proper breath in the first place to be able to, because my body, I could feel my body sort of contract, my stomach muscles contracting. So it's like I was trying to take in a breath whilst contracting. It just wasn't working out, and so that's why I felt like I was a little bit cheated, because it didn't happen as I wouldn't say promise, well, as I was hoping that it would happen.
So now our game plan had gone out of the window,
and so I didn't know how I was going to manage the pain, because I was just 2 centimeters. We were trying to wait, like we were trying to get to 10. I didn't know what to do, but at least I think the whole, I think it still helped, because throughout the labor process, I tried my possible best to be as calm as possible.
And that's one thing that I was really surprised at. Like I was very surprised. I didn't expect Kaisa to be relatively. You were calm.
Yeah, I didn't even talk at the point.
When the nurse came in and she was saying that like you are the first. Is it patient?
Patient.
Patient. Yeah, the first. When the nurse came in, she said you are the first. What did she say?
I don't know. I don't think I was.
Well, you don't remember, but she was saying something along the lines of like you are the first person she has seen who's very calm, not.
I wasn't screaming. I was
very sure. Like, I expected that.
I suppose I couldn't even talk because I was in so much pain. I was just trying to focus on like being calm. It's like in so much pain, and it's funny because you can't just tell your body be calm, So I was just really trying my best to focus, like calm down, don't scream, don't shout, don't waste your energy, just be calm, just like and I think in America, if you watch like labor pregnancy stuff that are usually from like American people, they teach you about like labor positions. You should squat, you should like try and get like gravity to help you to like bring the baby down. But here in Ghana, in the hospital, they were like, I shouldn't squat, I shouldn't sit, I shouldn't sit, right? Yeah, I shouldn't squat, I shouldn't sit, I should only lie down or walk about. Yeah, so I felt a little bit counterintuitive, because I really wanted to just squat and, try my best to help gravity, like let gravity do most of the work. But I couldn't do that. All I could do was pace about or lie down. But I actually couldn't lie down, because lying down seemed to make the pain go like to 1,000. So I was just pacing about for maybe 3 or 4 hours straight. I was just like walking up and down, walking up and down.
You needed your massage.
Yeah, I needed my husband to massage, especially when the contractions were kicking in. I needed him to massage my pelvis area, my side, my back. Like I just really needed a lot of support. And thank you, because you really came through for me.
I'm the chief massage. But throughout the pregnancy, I had to be massaging you. Yeah. So before we got there, Charlie, golden fingers. Golden fingers, massaging things.
Yeah, like I felt a whole lot of pain in my pelvis area, which was kind of like surprising here anyway. So I don't know what time it was, but the nurses kept coming into the room to do like routine checks every now and then. They check your blood pressure, check how how much you've progressed. So after a couple of hours, they came to do the checkup, and I was 5 centimeters dilated. And at that point, the nurse wanted to rupture my membranes or break my water, but I refused because from what I had, all the videos and things I had been watching and reading and stuff, they kind of suggested that once your water breaks, it's like everything just sort of kicks into high gear. And I honestly wasn't ready for that because I wanted an epidural, but because I was already 5 centimeters, the doctor said I should basically just try my best to get through, because she didn't want a situation where the epidural kicks in and I don't feel the urge to push when I'm supposed to.
Yeah.
So I was like really begging for an epidural at that point, but they said no. So I just had to continue on the journey. And by morning, I think that's around 9:30ish, the doctor, one of the doctors in the hospital and a couple of midwives came into the room. And I don't know, I think they were doing their rounds, but it seems like the doctor uses that opportunity to teach them, to quiz them to see whether they are learning or they are not. And at that point, I was in so much pain. And here's this doctor asking the nurses, if at 5 centimeters plus the time, how many centimeters would she be dilated by now?
If she's 5 centimeters at 9 at whatever. Was it, when did they check? At 5 or was it around 4?
Yeah, I think it was around 4 or 5.
If she's 5 centimeters at this time,
how many?
What do you think? How many centimeters will she be dilated at this time?
Now. And even when the doctor said, when one of the midwives answered correctly, the doctor was like, "Does she look like she's 9 centimeters to you?" Because I wasn't shouting, I wasn't screaming, I wasn't doing anything. I think at that point I was just holding on to you and contracting.
Solid rock.
I was just holding on to you, trying to sway my hips, just trying to do whatever I could to manage. So the doctor said, okay, they should come and check me to see how many centimeters dilated I am. And lo and behold, I was actually 9 centimeters as one of the midwives. Lo and behold, I was actually 9 centimeters as one of the midwives had suggested. So at that point, the doctor that I was seeing routinely came into the room and he explained to me that my blood pressure was spiking, was getting very high, and so they needed to take me into the labor ward and break my water and cause the labor to progress further, get the baby out. So they wheeled me into the labor ward, and the midwives, bless you, the midwives broke my water. And actually, once my water was broken, that's when I feel like all hell kind of broke loose. Because I went from being all cool and calm and collected to just screaming my head off.
This pregnancy really exposed me. I was so naive. Because, like she said, when she got into, when we got to the hospital, she was calm for the most part. I mean, it was not pain free. I mean, she was feeling all types of pain, but she really composed herself. So when it was time for her to enter the labor, I'm like, she did it. I forgot.
Yeah, she did it.
And the main wahala. We're yet to meet the main wahala. So, Charlie. Oh well.
Because they said you're not supposed to push until you're 10 centimeters.
Yeah.
And I was just 9 centimeters. So we still had to wait for my cervix to get to 1 centimeter. And all I wanted to do was push. It feels like you need to poop really, really, really bad. Like you need to poop to the 1,000 degree. And having to hold that in was just so much agony. And so I was shouting, I was screaming. I don't know whether I should
And this was not pushing.
This wasn't pushing.
This wasn't
yet.
pushing.
Like, I was trying my best. I said don't push. And one of my friends advised me that I was supposed to keep my butt on the table. But at that point, it's like I didn't have any real sensation of what was going on. All I knew was I need to like just get this thing out of me.
Let it go. Let it go.
Like, so honestly, I don't know how. I can't remember how things actually felt down there. All I knew was I need to push her, and I was shouting and screaming. I'm not really somebody who shouts and screams when I'm in pain, but this just sort of came out of nowhere. It was very primal, if I should say. Yeah, so I waited till I was 10 centimeters, and then the nurses said I should push, and then I started pushing. But I think I wasn't actually pushing sensibly. I was using all my energy to shout, to shout and scream.
But at that point, it's
like you couldn't tell me anything. All I wanted to do was scream and just like let it out. So I don't know how many pushes it took, but I think maybe it was like 5 or 6, and then the head finally came out. So I was actually standing with a
so they call it the crowning, right?
Yeah, crowning. I saw everything. The head is like coming out.
I think that's the peak of the pain.
Yeah, they said that was the peak of the pain. But honestly, I don't know.
Can you see it? Can you see it? I said yes, I can see it. I can see it. So Carrie's head squashed like a mango, coming out. I said yes, I can see it. Then over this one funny thing that happened in the labor room. So Carissa was not supposed to push because she was not fully dilated. So I had to help her, try and be there.
Try and be composed, like don't push, like
emotional walk.
Trying to hold the pushing.
So I went there trying to calm her down, massaging her a bit, like just massaging her back a bit, and then I don't know how. I think I gave her a hug.
No, I think I was trying to. I was lying.
So lying to your side.
Yeah, I was trying to hold you for.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So it wasn't a hug.
No, it wasn't a hug.
Because it wasn't a hug. I know it wasn't a hug, but I was thinking, is it that I was giving you a hug to calm you down? Okay.
Yeah.
But now I've clarified. Because it wasn't a hug. You're trying to hold me. I don't know how. I don't know how my neck went between her arm and her rib, in the rib cage. So she's trying to hold on to me for support, and then my head goes there. And Carissa, don't push. So she's fighting the edge to put her. She held the bed. My neck was between her arm and the rib cage, and Carissa, don't push. You want to give me?
Honestly, I didn't know that. I holding on to you that hard. Like
as soon as the pain subsided, nobody advised. I'm going to support you from distance. Give you all the emotional support. Hey.
Because remember at the labor ward, I was holding on to you like that, like is it labor ward? No, in the room.
I'm in the room.
So yeah, the head finally came out. I didn't see anything. I didn't really feel it like when the head was coming out. Or like what I felt was when the rest of her body came out was this really big gush, and then it just felt like my stomach just flattened at once, and it's like, whew, like.
Did you feel relief?
So much relief, like. It was just a very big gush of relief. Like really, that's what I was saying. I didn't cry, but like I wasn't crying, but like I was feeling very tired, emotional. We hadn't slept since like Tuesday. So I was exhausted.
When the nurse gave you the baby, this is how you were.
That's true.
It is.
Yeah. So baby girl was out. She was crying. Put her on the table, rubbed her down. So I don't want to scare. I had a 1st degree tear, so I had to have some stitches done. I don't want to scare all you guys who have not gotten pregnant or given birth yet. So when you get there, you can research on tears. So I had a first degree tear, and so it felt like the stitching up took longer than labor. Like I was just there, like, oh my goodness, when is this going to be over? And so yeah, that's my labor story.
Yeah.
And so afterwards, yeah. I mean, there's all of this, like, it's kind of TMI, but like, you are bleeding. Afterwards, for some reason, I was very, very cold. Like, I was taking a shower, and I was like shivering, like out of nowhere. My teeth were chattering and all of that. I was very cold. You are bleeding. So many other TMI things that happen after the birth.
What's TMI?
Like, too much information.
Sorry.
So I don't
Too
know.
much information, TMI. Okay.
I don't know whether I should share that part as well.
Maybe we'll share it in a separate
Maybe
video.
I can share it like as a postpartum video if you want it. So maybe you can comment down if you want to know about the postpartum aspect. Yes, I was okay. Tried to find something to eat, and then within a few hours, they said I should try breastfeeding.
Yeah, Uncle Manny and Auntie Kiki came around.
Manny and Auntie Kiki came around. Pa's dad came around. My mom came around.
Debbie called.
Yeah, my in-law called. Yeah, so that's what you will see. You obviously want to see all of that in the birth video. Yeah, so that's my labor story. That's how little baby Kara was born.
And this is a labor reward.
After all the 10 plus hours of labor, I have a little baby sister. So thanks for watching this video. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments box below. You can comment on my blog, you can comment on YouTube, you can comment on Instagram. You can follow us at Hey Chaki on Instagram and at PZWDZ.
PZWDZ. So yeah, please don't forget to subscribe,
like the video, and share it with anybody who might be pregnant, looking for such resources. Say bye bye, Kara. Say bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye, you too.
All right.
Okay.